So here I'll use the letters M, T, and W to represent the cost of John's lunch on these 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. First relationship is that their average was 6, which means their sum would be average times the number of turns, $18. Question is, what's the median of these three values? Start with statement 1 says M, cost of John's lunch on Monday was $5. So if I replace that here, I get T plus W is 13. So I want to see quickly, can I come up with examples that give me two different values? For example, it could be 6 and 7. So these are three values. My median is 6. Could be 4 and 9. In this case, it would be 4, 5, 9. I have two different values for the median. One is insufficient. Statement 2 says John's lunch on Tuesday was $6. So that means M plus W is 12. And this is kind of key. You might spot it either if you try different examples. But one way to think about this is that if M is 6 plus X, then W is 6 minus X for us to satisfy this condition. X is some value. So I'm just representing these values as 6 minus X, 6 plus X, and then we have 6 in the middle. What you'll notice is that 6 plus X, if X is positive, is going to be greater than or equal to 6, and 6 minus X would be less. If X is negative, then it just flips. The 6 plus X goes here, and 6 minus X. The key point is that the median will always be 6, and 2 is actually sufficient. If you don't see it this way, you can try examples. For example, you do 4, 8, 6. You'll see, well, 6 is, if you do 6, 6, 6, 6 is median. So this is a good example of a situation where if you're tempted to claim insufficiency, because I think that's how this question is designed, for you to see that it's insufficient, that's also, it must be insufficient, and then you don't do the work. So I always say, if you're claiming insufficiency, which will be the instinct of most students, force yourself to write two examples that gives you two different values for the median, just like we did earlier. Of course, in this scenario, you won't be able to come up with an example, and that might be hinting at something that this actually might be sufficient. So that does happen with these types of questions where you're going through quickly, or you overlook something minor. So I always recommend that if you're claiming insufficiency, which is how you'll miss this problem, force yourself to write two distinct values for the question, in this case the median, and see if you can come up with them. If you can't, then there's something else here. So to summarize, the answer is B.